You know it's strange. Some people wake up at 5 in the morning and they're just on. No coffee yet, no energy drink, no dragging themselves to the bathroom. They're just awake, alive, ready. And then there are the rest of us. 9 hours of sleep and still exhausted. 3 coffees in and still foggy. It's 2 in the afternoon and you'd trade anything for just 20 minutes on the couch. What is going on with these people? Are they just wired differently? Do they have some genetic advantage the rest of us missed? I used to think that. I genuinely believed some people just had more energy, like it was luck, like it was biology. But then I started studying them, not in a weird way. I read the research, I watched the patterns, I tested things on myself for almost 2 years. And what I found completely changed the way I think about energy. It's not about how much sleep you get. It's not about caffeine. It's not even about exercise, not in the way you think. It's about 5 very specific habits. Habits that most people have never heard of. And here's what makes this interesting. None of them are difficult. They don't require a gym membership. They don't require money. They just require knowing what they are. So today, I'm going to walk you through all 5. From the one that makes the smallest difference to the one that will completely transform your energy. And I promise you, by the time we get to number 1, you'll understand something about your own body that nobody ever taught you. Before we start, let me say something important. This isn't about hacking your body. It's not about biohacking or supplements or cold plunges or any of the extreme stuff you see online. What I'm sharing is based on something much simpler. Research from sleep scientists, behavioral psychologists, and energy metabolism experts who have spent decades studying why some people feel vibrant all day, while others feel like they're running on empty. The World Health Organization has called fatigue one of the most common complaints in modern life. Not a disease, a lifestyle pattern. That means it can be changed. So let's change it. Habit number 5. They protect their first 60 minutes of their day like it's the most valuable hour they have. Because it is. Here's what most people do in the first hour of the morning. They pick up their phone, immediately, before their feet even touch the floor. Emails, news, social media, messages, a flood of other people's problems and opinions before they've had a single thought of their own. And what does that do? It activates your stress response, before breakfast. Before the day has even started. Your cortisol, that's your stress hormone, spikes immediately. And cortisol, when it's triggered too early and too hard, doesn't just make you stressed, it drains your energy reserves before you've used a single one. People with consistently high energy do something different. They give themselves a buffer. Not a long one, just 60 minutes. No phone, no news, no emails. Instead, light, movement, and something that feeds them. And I don't mean food, though that matters too. I mean mentally. A short walk, some quiet, reading something they chose. Something that starts their day on their terms. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that morning cortisol patterns directly influence energy levels throughout the entire day. How you spend your first hour sets your neurological baseline for everything that follows. Try this tomorrow. Just tomorrow. Put your phone face down for 60 minutes after you wake up. That's the whole habit. Notice how different the rest of the morning feels. Habit number 4. And before you click away, this is not a diet video. I'm not going to tell you to eat salad. What I'm going to tell you is something most people genuinely don't know. Energy isn't stored in coffee. It's not stored in sugar. It's stored in your cells, in structures called mitochondria. And what you eat either fuels those structures or slowly suffocates them. Here's the pattern high-energy people follow almost automatically. They don't skip meals, especially in the morning. When you skip breakfast, your blood sugar drops. Your brain reads that as a low fuel signal. It slows everything down to conserve energy. You feel foggy, unfocused, tired. Not because you need more sleep, because your brain thinks it's running out of fuel. They also avoid energy spikes. You know that feeling after a big sugary meal? That crash an hour later? That's not your imagination. That's your insulin swinging hard in both directions. First a spike, then a drop. And that drop pulls your energy straight into the floor. What do they eat instead? Slow fuel. Proteins, complex carbohydrates, healthy fats. Things that release energy gradually. Eggs, oats, nuts, legumes, fish. Foods that keep your blood sugar stable for hours. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Just start with breakfast. Add one source of protein. That single change, according to nutritional research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, can measurably improve afternoon energy and focus. One change, real impact. Habit number 3. And this one surprises people every time. When high-energy people feel tired in the middle of the day, they don't rest. They move. I know, that sounds backwards. If you're tired, shouldn't you sit down? Here's why that logic fails. Fatigue comes in 2 forms. Physical fatigue, your muscles are genuinely exhausted, and mental fatigue, your brain has been stationary too long. Most of the tiredness people feel at 2 or 3 in the afternoon is the second kind. It's not that you've done too much, it's that you've sat completely still for hours. Your circulation slows, your oxygen intake drops, your brain gets less blood flow, and it signals tired. The fix isn't a nap, it's a 10 minutes of movement. A short walk, some light stretching, even standing up and moving around your space. A study from the University of Georgia found that low-intensity exercise, not a hard workout, just movement, increased energy levels by 20% and reduced feelings of fatigue by 65%. 65% from a 10-minute walk. High-energy people have internalized this. When they feel the afternoon slump coming, they don't pour another coffee. They get up and move, and they come back sharper, clearer, recharged. Build a movement break into your afternoon. Set a reminder if you need to. 10 minutes, that's it. Now we're getting into the 2 habits that most people never talk about. These aren't in productivity articles, they're not trending on social media, but they might be the most important things on this entire list. Pay close attention. Habit number 2. High-energy people are extremely protective of what they allow into their minds. Not in an avoidant way. They don't ignore problems, they just understand something that most people don't. Mental energy and physical energy come from the same source. Every decision you make burns energy. Every worry you carry burns energy. Every unresolved conflict, every open loop, everything you said you'd do but haven't done, all of it is quietly draining your battery every single hour without you noticing. Psychologists call this cognitive load, and when it gets too heavy, your body responds the same way it responds to physical exhaustion. You feel tired, foggy, flat, even if you've done nothing physically demanding all day. So what do high-energy people do differently? They make decisions quickly and move on. They write things down so their brain doesn't have to hold them. They resolve small conflicts instead of letting them linger. They say no more often, not from laziness, but because they understand that every yes is an energy commitment. There's a concept in behavioral science called decision fatigue. It was studied in detail by researcher Roy Baumeister and later popularized when it was noticed that judges gave harsher rulings as the day went on, not because they were bad people, but because their mental resources were depleted. Your energy isn't just physical, it's cognitive, emotional, psychological. The person who never seems to run out of energy isn't just sleeping well and eating right. They're also traveling light mentally. They're not dragging 10 unresolved things into every single moment of their day. This week, write down everything sitting unresolved in your mind, every task, every decision, every small worry. Then deal with one of them completely. Feel what that frees up. And now, the number 1 habit, the one that ties everything else together, the one that once you understand it makes the other 5 finally make sense. High-energy people don't just sleep, they recover. Those are not the same thing. You can sleep 8 hours and still wake up exhausted if your nervous system never properly shifted the night before. Here's what's happening inside your body when you sleep. Your brain clears out metabolic waste, your muscles repair themselves, your hormones reset, your emotional memory gets processed and filed. But all of that,
All of it requires your nervous system to be in a specific state, a calm state, a parasympathetic state, what scientists call rest and digest mode. And if you go to bed stressed, overstimulated, scrolling your phone, replaying arguments, anxious about tomorrow, your nervous system stays in fight or flight, and your body cannot fully recover. You sleep, but you don't restore. High-energy people have a recovery ritual, not a complicated one, just a consistent signal they give their body every night. It might be dimming the lights an hour before bed. It might be a few minutes of slow, deliberate breathing. It might be writing down 3 things from the day and closing the mental loop on them. Research from the Sleep Foundation shows that consistent pre-sleep routines improve sleep quality, independent of sleep duration. It's not just how long you sleep, it's how well your body uses that time. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The people who seem to run on unlimited energy, they're not superhuman, they're not lucky. They've just learned something fundamental. Energy isn't something you find, it's something you protect. Every habit on this list is a form of protection. Protecting your morning, protecting your fuel, protecting your body's need to move, protecting your mental space, protecting your recovery. When you stop treating energy like something that just happens to you and start treating it like something you actively maintain, everything changes. Let's bring this together. 5 habits, simple, proven, actionable. 5. Protect the first 60 minutes of your morning. Keep it calm, keep it yours. 4. Eat for stable energy, slow fuel, not fast sugar. 3. Move when you're tired, don't just sit. 10 minutes of movement beats an hour of slumping. 2. Lighten your mental load. Unresolved things drain you constantly, quietly, invisibly. 1. Build a recovery ritual, not just a sleep schedule. Your body needs a signal that it's safe to restore. You don't have to do all 5 today. Pick the one that felt most true for you, the one where you thought, yes, that's me. Start there. Just 1 week, 1 habit, consistently. And then come back and tell me what shifted. Because the version of you that protects their energy shows up differently, at work, in relationships, in everything. And that version has been there all along. It just needed the right conditions to come out. If this helped, share it with someone who keeps telling you they're exhausted. They probably need this more than they realize.